on the corner of 25 West Main Street in downtown Vermilion. The Spot, Winnie Mays, is proud to support programming on Coyote News. The Spot, Winnie Mays, providing salon and spa services for men, women, and children.
Coming up on Coyote News, some students are using their time and talents to bring some fun to elderly residents. And what are you doing for class projects? These students had to organize an entire sporting tournament.
Also, basketball season is now underway. Find out how both the men and women's teams fared in the new arena. Coyote News starts right now.
Live from the Al Newharth Media Center, this is Coyote News.
Hello, I'm Sophie Heineman.
And I'm Devin Martin. First, let's get you up to date on your state and national headlines.
A recently elected state senator is being charged with sexual contact without consent. Reynold Nasaba is an Augustana University economics professor and was just elected to represent District 15 in Sioux Falls. He was arrested Monday after a September incident. Nasaba reportedly made repeated sexual advances on a 51-year-old woman and refused to leave her home. A Del Rapids man is dead after an argument with an ex-wife and her new boyfriend. Jonathan Putman was found dead last night on a city street. The boyfriend, Alex Wittenberg, is charged with manslaughter and is being held in the Minnehaha County Jail. And now let's take a look at weather with Nathan Finster. Nathan?
Thanks, Sophie. The month of November has been unusually warm for this time of the year, but we're about to say goodbye to that warm weather and hello to more winter-like temps. I would bust out those snow coats, hats, and gloves from the closet because it looks like snow is a great possibility for the rest of the week and into the weekend. Right now it's currently 70 and mostly clear. Tonight the low will be around 41 degrees. Tomorrow we'll have a high near 57 with a 20% chance of rain. The Thursday night low will be around 32 with a 70% chance of precipitation, with snow being a likely possibility. Friday is going to be the coldest day that we've seen all month with a high of only 38 and a 68% chance of precipitation and around an inch of snow possible. The low will be a frigid 19 degrees. Your weekend temps are looking much warmer with a high of 38 on Saturday and a low of 18, so this may finally be the unofficial start of winter in South Dakota. And that's your Coyote weather.
Thanks, Nathan. Coming up, a class at USD takes on the planning of a major sporting event. Hear what goes into the three-day event next.
This is Coyote News.
USD's Media and Journalism Department can be seen and heard all over campus. Faculty members know that hands-on experience now is the key to success after college. Get professional experience by participating in one of the many practicums offered. Have your voice heard on the radio. Edit a promo for a campus organization. Investigate breaking news stories for a weekly newspaper. Design advertisements for local businesses. Get involved with the Media and Journalism Department at USD and start your future now.
Clotique is proud to support programming on Coyote News. Located on Cottage Avenue, 1 block north of Cherry Street, Clotique offers women's apparel, footwear, and accessories.
This is Coyote News.
3 months of planning led to 7 football games in 3 days. Coyote News' Crystal Schoenbauer learned how a college class had the opportunity to organize the South Dakota High School State Football Championship.
The KSS 450 Sport Facility and Event Management class has taken this semester to plan the state football championships. This was the first time that students got to organize everything from trash pickup to social media.
Groups are in charge of facility operations, event management, in charge of volunteers. Our social media group met once a week, and then we would start meeting every day in class.
The class has been planning the event since the beginning of the semester, with the hope of not only receiving a good grade, but also being able to put it on their resume.
It's been a really great opportunity for myself and everyone, I think, in our class. Some of us might not ever run an event like this, just to take it all in, and it's a learning experience.
For Coyote News, I'm Crystal Schoenbauer.
Students were graded on their preparation for the event and created a manual for future classes to utilize.
Celebrations for Veterans Day took place all across the country, and the home of the Coyotes was no exception. Vermilion community members came together at the high school for the city's Veterans Day ceremony.
We've been doing it for over 10 years. Time to step aside and celebrate the veterans who served our country that currently live in Vermilion.
The event included patriotic music played by the high school band, guest speakers, and a public acknowledgement of the local men and women who have served in conflicts, ranging from World War II to the global war on terror. As a reminder, all USD veterans are invited to visit the Student Veterans Resource Center on campus.
The Sanford Arts Vermilion team is trying to make a difference for the well-being of those living at Dakota Gardens. Coyote News' Maxwell Hofer met with students and the residents.
Every other week, volunteers give their time to create art projects with the residents living there. This is a time not only for them to be active, but also socialize with their neighbors. What started out as a class here at USD turned into something much more for student Ashley Zimmer.
The most rewarding part about doing these art sessions with the ladies and the residents at Dakota Gardens is just seeing the smile on their faces, getting them out of their rooms, giving them something to do.
The residents themselves have no art background, but they do look forward to gathering together, enjoying each other's company, and creating fun projects for all to see.
Once the residents complete their project, so something that's going to be hung up that will represent the Dakota Gardens community as a whole. They feel very rewarded once they see all their work finished, and they just get really excited about it, and I do too. So I mean, the best part about it is that I get this excitement as well as they do.
For Coyote News, I'm Max Hofer.
If you would like to join this team, contact Ari Albright at the Sanford Arts Vermilion. Still to come, hear how one foreign student is spending her Thanksgiving, and Daniel Keller talks about his personal style in this week's blog. We'll be right back.
This is Coyote News.
Climbing's awesome because it's challenging, both mentally and physically.
You gotta love climbing because even when you're not climbing, you get a great view.
Climbing's great because I feel like Spider-Man.
Climbing is great because even my nerd friends can do it.
Climbing's awesome because there's always someone who has your back.
Come to the rock wall and figure out why climbing's awesome for you.
The Coyote Twin Theaters in downtown Vermilion, providing entertainment Tuesdays through Sundays. A proud supporter of USD student media.
This is Coyote News.
Being thousands of miles away from home is always a challenge for international students, especially during the holidays. Cassidy Cornell talks to one international student about her Thanksgiving plans in this week's Yote Report.
USD is home to many international students. Experiencing the American culture while at school can be fun, but can also have its challenges. Sophomore Jennifer Vincent is from Woking, England.
I think being away from home is definitely a big factor. Obviously, everyone goes home at weekends, and I'm stuck here most of the time, so that's definitely something that gets to you at times, yeah.
England doesn't celebrate Thanksgiving, and they don't have an alternative holiday that falls in between Halloween and Christmas. Last year for Thanksgiving, Vincent was able to visit family in the United States.
They were an English family, so we didn't really celebrate it much, but yeah, I'm really excited to see it firsthand.
This year, Vincent is looking forward to experiencing a traditional American Thanksgiving.
I'm actually going to a teammate's house in Minnesota, so being around a family will be nice, definitely, yeah.
Vincent says she is most excited to see what Thanksgiving actually means to Americans. For the Yote Report, I'm Cassidy Cornell.
The Center for Diversity and Community is hosting a Thanksgiving dinner for international students tonight at 7 on the second floor of the Muck.
It follows you wherever you go, and it has the ability to make or break your career. Social media has become one of the key aspects in today's hiring process. According to Cassandra with the USD Career Planning Center, creating a resume and cover letter isn't the only thing students who are job searching should be focused on. Developing professional social media platforms is essential to a successful career.
So really being aware that even though you're putting things out on social media and you don't think it's affecting you, chances are it could still be affecting you. So when you are job searching and you're in that stage, and maybe it's even the last semester of your senior year, you do need to be aware of your public profiles.
Making sure social media accounts are appropriate is important, but also using professional public websites like LinkedIn can strengthen those first impressions on future employers.
Well, LinkedIn is essentially your online resume, your accomplishments, your achievements, your past work history. The great thing about LinkedIn is you can actually get employers to recommend you. So ask for recommendations.
The Career Planning Center also offers walk-in and scheduled consultations for both students and alumni at USD. Many students are stressed after the results of last week's presidential election. Coyote News' Crystal Schoenbauer tells us what the university is doing to help students. Crystal?
Thanks, Sophie. The Dean of Students sent out an email this week to reassure students that USD is a safe environment for learning and community. Several incidents of hate speech have been reported on campus. If you are feeling unsafe, the university reminds students many resources are available. The Student Counseling Center is open weekdays, as well as the Psychological Service Center. The university has also been holding post-election stress management workshops in the muck all week. USD is a free speech campus, but the university says it will not tolerate those creating a hazardous learning environment. For Coyote News, I'm Crystal Schoenbauer.
Thanks, Crystal. This week in Coyote Blog, Daniel Keller talks about his personal style. Daniel.
This semester, I've talked a lot about other people's personal styles. From boutique managers to family style icons. I've talked forecasted trends and what local bloggers and celebrities are wearing. But the one thing I haven't talked a ton about is my own personal style. My personal style is what gets me out of bed every morning. It's what gives me the confidence to face each new day. And that's because with each new outfit that I wear, there's an opportunity for a new adventure. A new adventure and an Instagram post. You see, each article of clothing that I have has a story that goes along with it. For example, this blue jacket I've worn to multiple formal occasions with one of my best friends. And since she's graduated and moved away to Texas, I can't help but smile and think of her each time I pull it out of my closet. Or these sunglasses, I waited 3 months for them to come back in stock. And when they did, my mom ordered them for me. And it's been one of the best gifts I've ever gotten. So, be sure to let us know some of your favorite gifts or your favorite articles of clothing and the stories that go along with them by tweeting us at Coyote News. For Coyote Blog, I'm Daniel Keller.
Thanks, Daniel. After the break, the men's and women's basketball teams get their first wins in the new arena. Stay with us.
This is Coyote News.
USD's Media and Journalism Department can be seen and heard all over campus. Faculty members know that hands-on experience now is the key to success after college. Get professional experience by participating in one of the many practicums offered. Have your voice heard on the radio. Edit a promo for a campus organization. Investigate breaking news stories for a weekly newspaper. Design advertisements for local businesses. Get involved with the Media and Journalism Department at USD and start your future now.
Climbing's awesome because it's challenging, both mentally and physically.
You gotta love climbing because even when you're not climbing, you get a great view.
Climbing's great because I feel like Spider-Man.
Climbing is great because even my nerd friends can do it.
Climbing's awesome because there's always someone who has your back.
Come to the rock wall and figure out why climbing's awesome for you.
This is Coyote News.
Tonight on Coyote Sports, the volleyball team prepares for the Summit League tournament, and the Cardiac Coyotes fall in another thriller. I'm Celeste LaCourciere.
And I'm Devin Reiners. The men's and women's basketball teams are off to hot starts, and they opened up the new arena with victories. But first, Nathan Finster has our headlines. Nathan?
The USD volleyball team travels to Denver this weekend for the Summit League tournament. The Coyotes earned a share of their regular season title with wins against Denver and SDSU over the weekend. The Coyotes are the 2 seed in the tournament, giving them a first round bye. They'll play the winner between NDSU and IUPUI Saturday evening. The championship game is Sunday afternoon at 2. We'll be in Denver with team coverage, but be sure to check out Coyote News Facebook and YouTube pages for highlights and updates throughout the weekend. And each game will be broadcast on KOR Coyote Radio. Trey Burke-Manning and Allison Ahrens took home Men's and Women's Summit League Player of the Week honors. Trey recorded back-to-back double-doubles in the Coyote wins over Drake and Bowling Green. Allison scored a career-high 28 points against Southern Illinois Edwardsville and scored 21 points against Stephen F. Austin. USD sophomore libero Lauren Matson was named the Summit League Defensive Player of the Week. She tallied a career-high 27 digs against Denver and recorded a game-high 17 digs against rival SDSU. Madison ranks 4th in the conference with just under 5 digs per set. And those are your headlines.
Thanks, Nathan. The Coyote football team looks to send the season on a high note Saturday as they host the 4th-ranked Bison from NDSU. The Coyotes are coming off another close loss at the hands of in-state rival SDSU. The game was tied at 21 in the 4th quarter, but a Miles Bergner missed field goal gave way to the Jackrabbits. SDSU quarterback Taryn Christian scrambled for a 7-yard touchdown run, giving the Jacks a 7-point lead with under 5 minutes to play. USD quarterback Chris Strevler would throw an interception in the closing seconds to give SDSU a 28-21 victory.
The swimming and diving teams preparing for their next meet at St. Cloud State in Minnesota. Coyote News' Heath Nimke's live in the muck with a sophomore diver to discuss the season so far. Heath?
This season is almost halfway through, and I'm joined here with diver Brady Saunders to talk about the season so far. Thanks for joining us today, Brady. How did you get ready for this season at the beginning of the season?
We all just started working hard in the weight room and keeping our team chemistry together and just overall bonding as a team to make sure we really don't leave anyone out and checking in with each other to make sure we're all at the best we can be for the season.
How are you getting ready for St. Cloud this weekend?
We're all just hitting the grindstone, training hard in the weight room, like not backing off on that, and really getting gearing down for our taper before we go to Minnesota. And yeah, I think it'll be good. It'll be a good to see what we can do before midseason.
How are you guys getting ready for the rest of the Summit League and the rest of this season?
Just mostly continuing to encourage each other and just make sure we have each other's backs and ensure that we all do our best.
Explain to me a little about how the swimming season works, how it's so much longer than the rest of the seasons. How does that help you guys become better, or how does it even make an effect on you?
It usually it gives us just a lot of experience at the swim meets to really dial down and see what works for us as a team and as individuals to make sure that we can do our events the best we can and to make sure we can try to beat the other teams as best we can.
Perfect. Thank you, Brady.
Thank you.
The swimming and diving team is in action this weekend in St. Cloud, Minnesota. Live in the muck, I'm Heath Nimke.
Thanks, Heath. After winning the WNIT championship last season, the women's basketball team looked to start the new year 2-0. The Coyotes started off the game strong, taking an early lead, but Stephen F. Austin wouldn't go away, tying the game at 31 late in the first half. But in the final 2 minutes of the half, the Coyotes would use a 7-0 run to take a 38-31 lead into the break. The second half was much like the first, both teams exchanging buckets, but the Yotes would come out on top with an 80-74 victory. The win moves the Coyotes to 2-0 on the season. Tomorrow night they take on the Razorbacks in Arkansas. The men's basketball team opened the new arena with a victory against Bowling Green on Sunday. The win was the second in 3 days for the Coyotes, who were coming off a 79-74 win at Drake Friday night. Bowling Green took an early 20-13 lead, but the Coyotes closed the first half on a 10-0 run, giving them a 33-27 halftime advantage. It was much of the same for the Coyotes early in the second half as they extended their lead to 13. But the Falcons came flying back, taking a 67-62 lead with just 5 minutes remaining. The rest of the game was all Coyotes, outscoring Bowling Green 16-15 down the stretch on their way to a 78-72 victory. The Coyotes remain at home this week, taking on Presentation College tonight and hosting Doane tomorrow evening.
That's a look at sports. Next, we asked students their plans for Thanksgiving. Hear what they had to say. We'll be right back.
This is Coyote News.
Cash has always been fast, but now it's faster than ever. Digital monetary donations are the best way to support disaster victims because they are fast, sustainable, and flexible.
Fostering is when you take in an animal into your home and you take care of them until we can find them a permanent forever home.
If you can find it in your heart to do it, it's rewarding.
We do all the vetting, the neutering, the spaying, the medications.
The Humane Society has lots and lots of great dogs and cats that can pull at your heartstrings and make you realize you got a little more to give.
This is Coyote News.
In this week's Out and About, we asked students what they have planned for Thanksgiving break. Here's what they said.
I plan on hanging out with family, eating a lot of turkey, and getting really fat.
I actually don't know.
I plan on spending the holidays with my life partner.
For Thanksgiving, I plan on going back to my hometown and eating food until I go into a food coma.
I do not have any plans.
I am going to Iowa City to watch the Hawkeyes hopefully beat the Huskers.
My town celebrates Weihnachtfest the day after Thanksgiving, which is like a German tradition. I'm going to eat lots of cookies and apple cider.
Well, I'm going home, so that's exciting.
I have to work on Thanksgiving.
I'll be going home.
It's my first Thanksgiving, so I'm going to go to Walmart and buy some turkey strips and make a sandwich.
Gain some weight that I lost with the university meal plan.
I am planning to go home to my hometown and just be with family the whole weekend.
Right now my plans are to go home and cry, but I am also excited to see my family.
Be sure to pick your copy of the Volant out today. Read about students voicing their opinions about this year's presidential election. Also, read about student veterans advocating for changes on campus. That's all for the Coyote News. Be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Also, stay tuned after the newscast for the latest installment of Roommates.
Coyote News is done for this semester, but come back in 2 weeks for the Red Report. And remember, it's not real news, it's the Red Report.
Thank you, and we'll see you next time.
up this early?
How long have I been out?
2.5 hours, Romy. Hey, that's impressive considering typical knockout gives the least 6 hours of darkness.
What are you even watching right now?
El Chavo de Ocho. It's the greatest. I used to watch this all the freaking time.
Oh, my neck.
Easy there, Roomy. Your anterior scalene muscle needs some time before you get it back up and rolling.
Dude, Bombo, you need to explain why you did what you did back there.
I don't know, Roomy. Just natural reaction from not your business.
Oh my god. Not this again.
You know what, Roomy? Tell you what. I think I need to start working out again since the knockout only put you out for like 2.5 hours. Thanks for the food though, Roomy. It's exactly what I used to eat back when I used to bulk up.
Wait, Bombo, before you leave, could you toss my phone over there?
Yeah.
No more messing around.
John, it's been a while. Did you forget who made you into something?
Yeah, I know. Haven't needed you. But I need you now. Still on the top of your game?
I can still walk if that's what you mean.
I'll stop in later this week.